Top 10 celebrities who got arrested in public. Celebrities are humans too, and they make mistakes and even crimes sometimes. The only thing is, they got more hatred because everything about them is big news. Today, we will look at celebrities who got arrested in public. Before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button so you never miss out on any of our videos. Number 10, A$AP Rocky. Who knew a visit to Sweden could be so rocky? Anderson Cooper conceded that he was truly at ex-Benjamin Masani when their child Wyatt made their first strides. Harlem-conceived rapper A$AP Rocky stood out as a truly noteworthy in previous summer after being imprisoned and indicted for his part in the road fight in Stockholm. The case drew the consideration of President Trump and New York administrators, who doubted the capture and over approached him to be liberated. Rocky, whose genuine name is Rakeem Myers, was held in prison for barely a month before delivery. Days after the fact, the hip-hop bounce craftsman was seen liable for the attack. Yet he got away from any extra prison time and was requested to pay a $1,300 fine. Number 9, Lori Loughlin and Felicity Huffman. Two opulent TV stars who seemed to have no trust in their kids were trapped in the biggest school affirmation swindling embarrassment in U.S. history. Entertainers Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin were among many guardians blamed for hacking up a huge number of dollars in payoffs to guarantee their kids would get into lofty colleges. John Legend goes to the protection of Chrissy Teigen, claims Michael Costello manufactured a DM trade. Huffman referred to her job as Lynette Scavo in the ABC arrangement, urging the housewives. Wound up going through a measly 11 days in prison in the wake of confessing to paying $15,000 to have her girls' SAT scores manipulated. Number 8, Sam Hunt. His "Drinking Too Much" melody has entirely different importance. Last month, country vocalist Sam Hunt was tossed behind bars after police in Tennessee said he was driving the wrong way while intoxicated and with an open lager holds in his vehicle. Specialists said the 34-year-old artist, who later gave a public statement of regret, gave various indications of hindrance and could scarcely recover his ID when he was pulled over. Number 7, Jussie Smollett. Entertainer Jussie Smollett's disdain wrongdoing report circulated the web in mid-2019 and started an objection of help before he turned into a scoundrel only weeks after the fact. In January, the Domain star, who's gay and dark, disclosed to Chicago police that he was assaulted by two men who flung racial and homophobic slurs at him and set a rope around his neck. However, the nearly true-to-life story immediately disintegrated as specialists blamed the 37-year-old for arranging to assault to find exposure and arrested him on various crime accusations. Number 6, Bam Margera. In another unusual arrest, including the VIP this year, previous Ass star Bam Margera occupied a deadlock with the police after supposedly intruding at an extravagant Los Angeles inn. Video of the wild occurrence shows the 40-year-old sitting on the half floor and yelling about being recruited by somebody to keep an eye on a deceiving life partner, while an official calmly attempted to get him to leave. Number 5, R. Kelly. R. Kelly, the once adored I Believe I Can Fly artist, will end 2019 in prison after a lifetime narrative about his long history of hostile sex attack claims started a reiteration of charges against him. In February, the main arrest came when Chicago police blamed him for physically mishandling 4 casualties as youthful as 13. Government examiners in New York later accused him of taking care of his victims' families to conceal long stretches of sexual maltreatment. Number 4, Jane Fonda. On a lighter note, here's somebody who was energetically arrested on various occasions this year. Oscar-winning entertainer Jana Ford has been arrested multiple times since October and went through one night in prison as a feature of a recently dispatched arrangement of environmental fights in Washington, D.C. The star's week-by-week mobilizations, hung on Fridays close to the city's government structures, were rused by youthful environment activists like Swedish teenagers Greta Thunberg. Number 3, 21 Savage. Indeed, even movement specialists followed big names this year. Rapper 21 Savage went through 9 days in guardianship after the U.S. movement, and customs enforcement specialists blamed him for overstaying his visa by over 10 years. The British-conceived craftsman, whose genuine name is Shea bin Abram Joseph, was subsequently permitted to remain in the U.S. as he anticipates a court hearing to determine his status. Number 2, Cuba Gooding Jr. The Oscar-winning star of Jerry Maguire and Men of Honor confronted a surge of claims this year after being accused of grabbing a 29-year-old elderly person in June at the Magic Hour Housetop Bar in Midtown Manhattan. As of December, over 20 ladies have charged Cuba Gooding Jr. of persuasively kissing, grabbing, or physically mishandling them in numerous states throughout the long term. Number 1, Ronnie Ortiz Margaro. Tragically quite possible, the most well-known charges against famous people in 2019 included aggressive behavior at home. That was the situation for Jersey Shore cast member Ronnie Ortiz Magro, who was accused in October of resolute youngster danger, yielding a weapon, misdeed abusive behavior at home, and different offenses for purposely attacking his better half in California. That's all for today. I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss any amazing video from us.